Yeah, so I welcome all of you to the second talk of this morning session. And the speaker is Professor Karandev Sankathur from Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Bhopal. And he will be speaking on certain correspondence between Jacobi forms and modular forms.
Okay, so am I visible and
Yes.
audible properly?
Yes.
Okay, Tapas, thanks for introduction. And first, I would like to thank the organizers, Biplopal, Jyotsna, and Rasi, for inviting me to share my work and participate in such a nice conference. Uh, I have met at different points to Biplav and Jyotsna, I think, in some conferences before Corona, but Rasi, I think, she is recent student and I have not met, but hope to meet sometime. And yeah, so my best wishes to sir. I am the sixth student of sir, PhD student. Before me, 5 more students, Kalyan, Sauli, Vrindaban, Soumya, and Jaban. So today I will be mostly, it is kind of survey talk, and I will be presenting, which mostly I did during my PhD, but I will also present the works, what has been done beyond after that, since after that so much time has passed and several progresses have been made. So it's kind of survey in that direction, including our work and Professor Ramki and Manikkam's work. So before moving to the talk, just I request Tapas, if at any point I am not audible or my slide disappear, please let me know.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So today, mostly I will talk about this correspondences between Jacobi forms and modular forms to two main objects here, Jacobi forms and modular forms. And so let me just tell about plan of my talk. So basically, I will be talking in this diagram that Jiggle modular form, this is generalization of modular forms in several variable, which is sitting on the top, and here modular forms of integral weight, and this side half integral weight. And in between this object is there Jacobi forms, which is kind of in between object, but it's very helpful in obtaining, in transferring problems from Jiggle modular form to half integral form and integral weight, and vice versa, going from modular forms of integral weight to Jiggle modular forms, for example, Saito-Kurokawa correspondence in that way. So this intermediate object is somehow very important, and I can't focus on all the arrows today, so I will be just focusing on this side arrow. I don't know if my cursor is also visible. So this left side arrow, Jacobi forms to modular forms of integral weight. So basically, I will be talking about today certain maps between Jacobi forms and modular forms of integral weight. So it will have two parts. In the first part, I will talk about from Jacobi forms to integral weight modular forms certain differential operators, which the missing thing is that they don't respect the Hecke commutation relation Hecke operators. But the point is that in other sense they are important. And in the next part of the talk, I will go to Shimura-Shintani correspondences between Jacobi forms and modular forms of integral weight. So let me start with Jacobi forms and integral weight modular forms to just summarize them and fix the notation for today's talk. So K and N throughout the talk, they will denote the positive integers, and the H is upper half plane. Gamma 0 n is the SL2G matrix such that lower left entry is 0 modulo n, and gamma 0 n acts on H by this transformation, tau going to A tau plus B by C tau plus D. And in several talks, we have been seeing modular forms, so I am not going to read this whole definition, but modular forms, as you know, these are the functions on the upper half plane satisfying very nice transformation properties and other properties that they are holomorphic at the cusps of the group gamma 0 n. And these modular forms are called cusp forms if the vanishes at the cusp. This means the zeroth Fourier coefficient is 0. So basically, just I want to emphasize that the Fourier series expansion of cusp form or modular form that will look like this, an q power n. And next one, in next slide, let me fix the notations for the modular forms space. So the set of all modular forms, respectively cusp forms of weight k and label n, I will denote it by mkn and skn respectively, cusp forms by skn, modular forms by mkn. And if n is equal to 1, then I will simply denote it by mk and respectively sk. And after that, this is a modular form of integral bit. There is a half integral bit modular form theory, and just Bisa in previous several talks that it is coming into the picture. So I just want to mention one classical example, that is theta of tau, which is q power summation q power n square. What are Jacobi forms? So these are different kind of automorphic forms which will appear in my talk at the different points. So Jacobi forms are kind of cross between modular forms and elliptic functions. So in this, the space, mostly to start with, the space will be h cross c. So it will have another variable, complex variable, along with the upper half plane variable. And the group will be gamma j, and that is gamma 0 n, semi-direct product with z cross z. This z cross z will work on c, and gamma 0 n acts on h, and with respect to these two actions, these functions phi, which are functions from h cross c to c, they should have nice transformation property. And the most important thing that which I want to emphasize, the Fourier series expansion for Jacobi forms in one variable be forced that they should look like this. Summation ENR belongs to Z, R square is less than or equal to 4m, C phi NR q power n j power r. This condition, R square is less than or equal to 4m, and it comes when Jacobi form comes from Siegel modular form as local components in the Fourier Jacobi expansion. Otherwise, just having n greater than or equal to 0 will ensure holomorphicity at the cusps, and those kind of forms are also have been studied in different contexts. But today we will stick to this this kind of Jacobi cusp forms. And next, I want to go to differential operators. So what kind of operators I want to talk about from Jacobi form to modular form? So let's take simply some Jacobi form and just restrict them, the second variable, the c variable, to 0. So phi tau z going to phi tau 0. In the and this turns out that this phi tau 0, since this tau variable get affected by the action of the group SL2G and its subgroup, so it remains modular form. So now this remains modular form from Jacobi form. And the D2 differential operator, they are defined like this by using the partial differentiation with respect to Z and partial differentiation with respect to tau, and restricting them to Z is equal to 0. And what it does, D2, it takes Jacobi forms of weight k index m. So I forgot to tell that Jacobi forms always has two parameters. So weight k comes with respect to the group gamma 0 n action, RSL2G action, and m parameter that is called index, that comes with respect to the elliptic variable, that is c variable, and the action of the lattice on c. So and more generally, one can keep on producing differential operators by using the partial differentiation with respect to Z and tau variable and some combinations of them, and you will keep getting modular forms of weight, higher weights. So if I start with weight k Jacobi form index m, I will keep getting every time k plus new weight Jacobi, k plus 2 new weight Jacobi forms when I apply this D0, D2, etc. So what happens, the interesting thing is this, that in Eichler-Jaeger book, it has been done very precisely and in detail that the Jacobi forms of weight k index m, label n is not done in Eichler-Jaeger book, but following the same method, one can do it for label also. So jkmn they can be embedded in the direct sum of modular forms and cusp forms. So these D0, D2 for k even, please note that D1 and D3, D5, etc. will be in use when we will talk about the odd bit case, but right now I'm restricting myself to k even bit. So D0, D2, D4, D6, all these operators, if I take just first two M operators, then they take Jacobi forms into the direct sum of the modular forms and cusp forms, and the beauty is that this map is injective. So in that way, you get the estimate on the dimension of this one. Immediately you get that first of all, it is finite dimensional JKMN and estimates on the dimension of the Jacobi forms. Now the point is that one can ask the question whether this is the optimal, that you need 2M operators to maintain the injectivity of this embedding, or one can remove some differential operators from here and some spaces from here still remain the injectivity. And on this question, I would like to mention these two interesting papers which came up by Arakawa and Bucherer. First one is 99 paper and the other one is 2003 paper. They were interested in index 1 case. So JKM, in that K and M 2 parameters. So index 1 case. In index 1 case, we have, if we go here and we restrict M equal to 1, so I will have nu equal to 0 to 1. So D naught direct sum D2 is injective from JKMN to MKN plus SK plus 2N. But here, the question is whether I can remove D2, and D naught will remain injective in what case? D naught from JKMN to MKN, just that thing. So what they did, they studied the kernel function, a kernel of the differential operator map D naught that is sitting on the top here in this diagram. JK1N naught, this is the kernel of the differential operator D naught. And they gave isomorphisms by restricting these D2 operator, and this is another map. They gave an isomorphism from the kernel of D naught to certain subspaces of modular forms. And this was done in this paper, first paper. And in the second paper, in Krele paper, in which many more things has been done, in that paper, they prove a result, very interesting result, that there is no non-zero cusp forms of square free label n and bait k, which is divisible by eta power 2k minus 2, under the assumption that k should be congruent to 4 mod 12 or k should be congruent to 10 mod 12. So once I have this result that no non-zero cusp form space exists, this side, this right side somehow turns out to be the space, those cusp forms in Sk plus 2n such that F is divisible by eta power 6. Please note that divisibility of F by eta power 6 means that divisibility in the ring of Jacobi forms. So if I vary over all, in the ring of modular forms, so it should still remain injectivity. So it's something to do with the vanishing order of F at the cusp infinity. So this this right side space is this space which is divisible by eta power 6, and if I put k is equal to 2 here, then this will be 2. K is congruent to 4 mod 12. So yeah, so if I put here 2, so it will be 2 2 is 4 and 2 eta square. So bit
K equal to 4.
Yeah, k equal to 4. Sorry, yeah, k equal to 4 if I put. So thank you, Soundly. So if I put k equal to 4 here, since k is congruent to 4 mod 12, then it will be eta power 6. So he is saying that no such non-zero cusp form exists. This means that this side space is 0, and therefore this kernel space is 0. And once this kernel space is 0 for k equal to 4, this means that what I get here, I get here in this one, Yeah, so here k to k plus 2. Please note that here I am getting little confused due to this different notations here, 2k minus 2 in some other sense. So here bait is k plus 2. So actually whatever k here, that corresponds to k plus 2 here. So the point is that if I am getting here, if I am putting here k is equal to 4, so here I have to take k equal to 2. So if I take k equal to 2, then only I can apply this theorem, and I get that this space is 0, right side space is 0, and therefore for bait 2 label n index 1, this kernel is 0, and ultimately I will get that at least in index 2 here, in index 2, in index 1, bait 2 and label n square free. Please note that here square free label is important. So here I will get that D naught is injective on the space of Jacobi forms of bait 2, index 1 and label 1, label square free. So with that, they had certain applications in their mind. Once they could remove the differential operator D2 without affecting the injectivity from the from bait 2 and index 1 Jacobi form. So, and they applied it to some other problems, and they got their answer. And a conjecture of Bocherer's, it asked this question for any index m and square free label n. Please note that in the previous paper, it was proved that from D naught direct sum D2 from J to 1 n square free to m to n direct sum S4n, you can remove D2. But here, this is now in general question that this set of 2m differential, set of m differential operators D naught D2 till D2m, which is injective, can you remove for bait 2 and square free label n for any index? Can one remove one differential operator without affecting the injectivity? So in this direction, myself and Ramki started exploring this one, and we followed the first, we tried to follow Arakawa-Bocherer method, and we wrote down certain explicit what happens in Jacobi forms. What it turns out that if I decompose Jacobi form in theta decomposition, I get a bunch of vector valued modular forms, and they turn out to be, and they are modular forms with respect to SL2G tilde, means this SL2G with SL2G and with some representations. So in that case, we worked out with those things and explicitly calculated what is happening in the index 2 case. And in that case, we could prove that for n is equal to 2 or odd square free integer, the differential map D naught direct sum D2 is injective. Please note that in index 2, we have 3 operators, D naught direct sum D2 direct sum D4 in Eichler-Jagier to start with, to say that it is injective, but we could remove D4 operator. But it was just for index 2 case, and later Soumya Das and Professor Ramakrishnan, they came up, they used some different idea, and they took a different approach from the previous one, and investigated this question, removing certain differential operators from that direct sum of the operators without affecting the injectivity in great detail. And basically the final outcome is that you fix any k greater than or equal to 2 and even positive integer, and take any index m. Now, depending on what label you take, you can remove the last differential operator D2m without affecting the injectivity in these cases. Bait, label and bait and index, they should be compatible in this condition, under these conditions. So if n is equal to 1, this should be greater than or equal to -1. n square free, m odd, then this thing. And if you allow any positive integer label anything, then m minus k should be greater than or equal to 1. So in particular, if I take k is equal to 2 to start with the Bocherer's question, that k is equal to 2, and n label square free. So I am either here or here. So I can m should be greater than or equal to 1 if n is square free and m odd, and here m should be greater than or equal to 3. So index 1 in square free onwards and index 3 onwards in any positive integer case, one can remove the last differential operators. In fact, in this paper, they write in great details and they give examples. If you try to remove other operators or more than one operators, counter examples, etc., will be there. So after this paper, later this was carried out by a student of Soumya Das, and they carried out the odd bait case as well. So the summary of this first part of the talk is that removing one differential operator without affecting the injectivity, in that basically I would like to mention these three things, these three references. So Eichler-Jaeger book, which starts with Jacobi forms and differential operators, systematic theory, and they show that there is injective map from the Jacobi form space to the direct sum of the subspaces of modular forms and cusp forms. And then Arakawa Bucherer, who proved the injectivity of D naught when index is 1. So they removed D2 from D naught direct sum D2, and in the bait 2 case, and its important applications, especially in that Freely journal paper. And the other one where this has been carried out in detail and written everything nicely, that is Soumya Das and Ramakrishnan's paper, in which they investigate this question of injectivity, removing the operators in detail. So with this, now I will move to my second part of the talk. And before that, if anyone has any question. No. So now I move to the second part of the talk. And in that, again, I will talk about the correspondences between Jacobi forms and modular forms of integral bait. So let me start with the simple case, Jacobi forms of integer bait, integer index, and label 1, SL2G. So let us define this D naught R. So given R naught in Z, let D naught be a fundamental discriminant such that D naught is R naught square minus 4 Mn naught, and for some m and for some n naught. So please note that m is also fixed the moment I fix the Jacobi form space. So this D naught is congruent to R square modulo 4m basically. So D naught R naught Shimura map from the Jacobi forms space to the modular forms space be defined like this. So yes, D naught R naught, this acts on phi, and this with these coefficients I define this, we define this Q series, and this is the way it has been defined and the way it has been constructed, it turns out to be it is modular form of modular form of label m. So basically, I start from k plus 1 bait Jacobi form and m index and go to the modular form of label m. So here index of the Jacobi form, this goes into the label and bait k plus 1 to 2k. And what happens this when SD naught R naught get applied on the Jacobi form, it doesn't it is not that it takes arbitrarily, it goes to one of the subspaces with respect to the free k involution plus minus subspace. So any modular form space can be written at direct sum of these spaces depending on the eigenvalues with respect to the free k involution. So it goes in minus space. And the one paper which I want to start with is this Skorupa and Jaeger paper, which said that this SD naught R naught maps this space to this minus space, commutes with all the Hecke operators, and preserve Eisenstein series and cusp forms, and some linear combination of them is an isomorphism onto a subspace of this minus space. So this is perfect isomorphism from the Jacobi forms of bait k plus 1 and integer index m label 1. Here the proof is by comparing the traces of the Hecke operators. And in the next paper, though it is 87, 88, but they were around the same time. And this in Grass-Conen-Jaeger paper, it's very nicely written and very long paper. In that paper, they constructed a joint map S star D naught R naught from this side, the subspace is the cusp forms of S2K minus M to JK plus 1 cusp M, this adjoint map with respect to the Peterson inner product. And they produced kernel function for such liftings that this kernel function gives these two liftings. And moreover, by using this kernel function inner product with this kernel function relates the inner product with any F here in the new forms in the modular form side that relate to the L values. They could relate the Fourier coefficients of Jacobi cusp forms to the central critical values of twisted L functions of Hecke eigen cusp form. So it's kind of Walsh-Purger kind of result, relating the Jacobi forms Fourier coefficients to the L values in this paper, and many more important applications, especially towards Higner divisors in this paper. Next one I want to talk about, so it was Shimura-Shintani map. Next one I want to talk about Eichler-Jaeger map, which yesterday Professor Abhishek Saha was using in his talk. This is a map from Jacobi forms of integer index M and label 1 to half integral weight modular forms on gamma 0 4M. Please note that whatever I talked about till now, that was from Jacobi forms to integral weight modular forms on gamma 0 M. So this is integer index M to gamma 0 4M half integral weight. And it is also done in Eichler-Jaeger book in detail. If M is equal to 1 or a prime and K even, this gives a perfect isomorphism from Jacobi forms of integer index M and label 1 to certain subspace of half integral weight modular forms. And this isomorphism in index 1 case certainly was important step to complete the Saito-Kurokawa lifting. This is till now, whatever I talked about, this is Skorupa-Jaeger, Grass-Conen-Jaeger, and Eichler-Jaeger map, all these from Eichler-Jaeger book, all these were in label 1 case. Next, I want to talk about this Manickams and Ramakrishnan's paper, transaction paper, in which they generalize the above Shimura-Shintani lifting from higher level higher level Jacobi forms of label N to cusp forms of label Mn. Please note that this index from this side, this is going into label under this correspondence. So, and they studied this Eichler-Jaeger map also on the space of Jacobi cusp forms of higher label and integer index M. And what happened, this is a natural map, this Eichler-Jaeger map. So in that one side, they got Jacobi form space, other side, they got half integral weight space. And by using here and there the developed theory, they could relate the Fourier coefficients of Jacobi cusp forms this side to again L values. And they could also talk about, by using these liftings, new form theory for up to some extent, new form theory for this Jacobi form space. I forgot to mention that here also using these papers also in Skorupa-Jaeger paper, they also talk about new form theory for Jacobi forms, but here the label is 1, but new form theory in the in respect of index, so which are coming from the lower index, and there is index raising operator, and using that here they had to deal with both the things, label and index. Old forms can be coming from anywhere, and they have written up to some extent in this paper, transaction paper. And next one, I want to mention another paper of them, Manickam and Ramakrishnan, in Pacific Journal of Math, where they constructed a Hecke equivariant map from the space of Jacobi forms of half integral weight. So this side half integral weight now, and now the other side, this Eichler-Jaeger map, it was going previously from integral weight Jacobi form to half integral weight modular form. Now it will go from half integral bit Jacobi form to integral bit modular forms. And as an application, they showed that there is no Hickey covariant map from the space of Jacobi forms of index 1 to index P prime. Please note that this kind of Hickey covariant map, that is BP operator, that was crucial in Saito Kurokawa lifting in constructing from index 1 Jacobi forms to index P Jacobi forms. But here, what is happening in half integral bit case regarding mass space and how this index 1 to index P to go, that at least they showed that there is no such map. And it came in the context that Tanigawa, before this paper, he constructed a Hickey covariant map BP square from the space of Jacobi forms of index 1 into the space of index of P square in order to give a mass relation. And he asked the question that whether such Hickey covariant map is there with respect to the BP operator from index 1 to index P, so that we can get hold of the square free indices also. So with these two papers, I want to move to the this is another slide, and I want to mention the remaining story. I want to complete the remaining story here, that the SD naught R naught, it was mapping the Jacobi form of bit K plus 1 and index M inside the space minus. What happening this side, the plus space with respect to the free K involution. So regarding that, there is an article by Skorupa, that is Developments in the Theory of Jacobi Forms, or something titled, that's very nicely written, and it's very nice survey on the developments in the theory of Jacobi forms. There he mentioned about the regarding the plus space with respect to the free K involution. In place of considering holomorphic Jacobi forms, you consider skew holomorphic Jacobi forms. They are basically similar to Jacobi forms, but now they are holomorphic only in the complex variable, and they are smooth function in the upper half plane variable, and their transformation property also differ in automorphic factor with in comparison to the Jacobi form, holomorphic Jacobi forms. So a parallel theory analogous to the holomorphic Jacobi forms can be studied in the case of skew holomorphic Jacobi forms, and Skorupa described a correspondence similar to the holomorphic case between the space of holomorphic skew holomorphic Jacobi cusp forms and elliptic cusp forms of integral bit. And what happens under that map, that kind of Shimura map, these get mapped into the orthogonal complement of the minus space, that is the image goes into the plus space with respect to 3K involution, that other part of the direct sum. And in his thesis, Professor Manickam also obtained similar same kind of results for skew holomorphic case. And now what happens when I have Jigel modular form of degree 2 and I write Fourier Jacobi expansion, we get Jacobi forms of integer index. But when we have Jigel modular forms of higher degree, more than degree 2, in whatever way we decompose, either we will be end up increasing the variables in the upper half plane for the Jacobi forms, or in the complex plane side, in the either in the lattice side or in this upper half plane side. So here matrix index Jacobi forms comes into the picture when we decompose the Jigel modular forms of higher degrees. And in that case, now the question is to what extent this theory, whatever we discussed till now, can be generalized for matrix index Jacobi cusp forms. And in that direction, I want to mention few results. So G is a positive integer now, and the integer index M, now it will be replaced by the matrix index M, symmetric half integral positive definite matrix. Small m will be denoting half determinant 2m, since this small m will be working as replacement of the integer index M in some places. and gamma JGN is gamma 0n. Now this I am considering the Jacobi forms for which upper half plane variable is just 1, but this lattice variable, this C variable get increased, and that's why I have to increase here this Z copies also. So gamma JGN acts on this, and now JK capital MN, the space of Jacobi forms of bit K matrix index M for the group gamma JGN, and J cusp KMN, the subspace of Jacobi cusp forms. So in the matrix index direction, as a first step in this direction, Catherine Brinkman, which is her PhD work as well, a part of PhD work, and in that work, she constructed lifting maps between the space of Jacobi cusp forms of matrix index label 1 and the space of cusp forms of integral bit label M. Here the label will be M, and M is half determinant 2M by following the methods of Grascoon and Jagier. But here the restriction is G is congruent to 1 mod 8. That is crucial. And second thing is that she couldn't go beyond that, developing further theory, since Hecke theory was not available properly for matrix index Jacobi forms. So this paper stops with this result. And after that, so this is label 1 matrix index to integral bit label M, and after, let me mention the Brinkman's result more precisely, since it is crucial in the remaining talk. So what she did, she constructed S D naught R naught map and S star D naught R naught map from the J cusp K plus G plus 1 by 2 M. Here, please note that there it was K plus 1, since G was 1. So 1 plus 1 by 2. So this in the Skorupa Jagier and in integer index, it was K plus 1 M to the S2K M. And here these maps, this Shimura kind of map SD naught R naught and S star D naught R naught, again they are adjoined to each other with respect to Peterson scalar product. So that with that much this paper stops. And after that, in a joint work with Professor Ramakrishnan, we generalized the above correspondence obtained by Brinkman, Skorupa, and Manickam to holomorphic and skew holomorphic, both the cases for the Jacobi forms of matrix index and for the Jacobi group gamma JGN. To prove these kind of results, we have to compare Fourier. In fact, we proved that the holomorphic or skew holomorphic image of the Jacobi Poincare series, they goes to some certain kernel function by proving certain equalities in the exponential sums. But all this theory is, all this progresses stops with this having adjoint maps, unless there is Hecke theory, well-developed Hecke theory, and that came out with the Ali Yasu's PhD thesis. In this thesis, it is very beautiful written thesis about matrix index Jacobi forms of lattice index under the supervision of Professor N.P. Skorupa. In that, he develops Hecke theory for Jacobi forms of lattice index exactly on the lines of Eichler-Jagier book. And in great detail, he writes, so in that case, in this case, he defines Hecke operators, he verified the properties, he computes the Fourier coefficients after applying the Hecke operators. And so this thesis develops in the direction of Eichler-Jagier, this Jacobi forms of matrix index. Now we have Hecke theory on the Jacobi forms of matrix index, and it turns out that whatever maps we talked about, S D naught R naught, S star D naught R naught, previously just adjoint maps, they commutes with the constructed Hecke operators in this thesis. In fact, in this thesis, in the last chapter, they also try to construct this lifting S D naught R naught from the matrix index to the integral bit modular forms. So just one side lifting by using the Eichler-Jagier map and original Shimura-Shintani map from half integral bit to integral bit. Once this Hecke theory is there, then in a recent work with Professor Manickam, we consider Eichler-Jagier map again between the space of Jacobi cusp-forms of matrix index M and the space of half integral weight cusp-forms. And we see that this Eichler-Jaeger map is so natural, it maps Poincare series to Poincare series under certain condition on the index of the Poincare series. And we further could relate the Fourier coefficients of the, we constructed some space this side in the matrix index Jacobi form side, which is called to be new forms space, though it's not, in fact, it's not complete theory. And we were also not very happy with that one, but that much we could do in that paper. We constructed some new forms space this side, and using the this SD naught R naught map and ZM map, we could relate at least Fourier coefficients of these new forms, which comes in our construction, to the central values of twisted modular real functions. And also we could produce certain non-vanishing results for Jacobi Poincare series, which improves upon the existing result. That is quite, I think that is obvious, since once SD naught R naught, once I have ZM map and it's taking Jacobi Poincare series to that integral weight set side Poincare series, and that side I don't know, I know that when they are vanishing and not vanishing. So I can get corresponding result this side as well. But still the theory, it requires more and more investigation, this Jacobi forms of matrix index. So whatever I talked about this Jacobi forms and integral weight modular forms, Shimura Shintani and Eichler-Jaeger map, I just would like to summarize with this slide. In this direction, I want to mention especially these four works. Skorupa-Jaeger, to start with, a perfect isomorphism between Jacobi forms of integer index and certain subspace of modular forms of integral weight, commuting with the Hecke operators, those operators, and very nice theory. Then GKZ, where adjoint map has been constructed, kernel function has been constructed, and proved Walsperger kind of result relating the Fourier coefficients of Jacobi forms to of integer index to central critical values of real functions. And the next one is Manikams Ramakrishnan's paper in transaction, which generalized the above lifting and it's adjoint to higher level Jacobi forms, and generalize Eichler-Jaeger map to higher level and write in details and give consequences of their results in that paper. And after that, which one is recent development, is the thesis of Aliasus, who had developed systematic theory, Hecke theory especially, on the lines of Eichler-Jaeger for Jacobi forms of matrix index. With that, maybe more works will come out in future. Okay, with that, I would like to stop here, and thank you to all, and thank you to sir, and best wishes to Ramki sir.
So thank you very much, Professor Karandev, for a nice talk. So are there any questions and comments? So am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Very nice talk. He has summarized everything possible.
Yeah, same thing I wanted to tell. So
it's a very nice talk.
Coincidence.
Thank you.
So any comments, sir? So there might be some comments on this talk. I welcome all those comments also.
By others, no?
Okay. So so if there is no other questions or comments, then we can thank the speaker.